Right now, we are on the brink of opening the registrations for India Backyard Ultra 2022. And this new edition is coming with a host of changes, including the time of the year, the venue, and the number of applicants that we are accepting this year. But before we go into this, we sat down with Vishal Adhao, who moved from 14 laps in the 2020 edition to 37 laps in 2021. So we will try to understand what made Vishal's journey at India Backyard Ultra from 14 to 37 laps possible and what plans he has for the 2022 edition and what advice he has for you all who are planning to toe the start line of India Backyard Ultra. Let's find out. So here's the thing. I was going through your resume, right? So
Oh,
so those who are listening, Vishal has done more than 24 ultra marathons. He was a part of Indian contingent in 2018 for 24-hour Asian Championship in Taipei, Taiwan, where India won the bronze, by the way. He has run 196 kilometers in 24 hours. That was a national record. Is it still the national record? Or that
no,
has been broken?
it's not. Now there are more than 10 people, I think.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, 200. It's a good thing.
But he ran 200 miles between Bangalore and Chennai, won Pune Ultra Marathon 100 miles in 21 hours. That was the first time when I heard, oh, there is some guy, Vishal, who runs really good. That was back in 2017, I believe. Then you have 3 finishes in 220-kilometer races and multiple podium finishes in races of almost all categories: 100-kilometer, 100-mile, 24 hours to 220 kilometers. And then 2 Backyard Ultras as well, with India Backyard Ultra in 2020 and 2021. So what did I miss in this amazing resume already?
So I think you covered already all the things.
I mean,
And
that's one stunning resume. So like right, going to the basics, when did you start running ultras? Like, there is a phase when everybody upgrades themselves, so to say,
right,
from running marathons to running distances that at
right,
one
right.
point we didn't imagine. So was this something that happened like out of thin air, or you were preparing that, yes, one day I will run 100-kilometer, and then eventually that happened?
No,
How?
no. There was no planning that I will run 100 kilometer one day, and there was no goal to run 100 kilometer. So I started running in 2016. So I did my
Okay.
first marathon in January 31st in 2016. So at that time, I don't know much about the running and not trained for that 21 kilometer. So after that, I done it in good time. It's a 1 hour 48 minutes. So everyone told me it's a good time because I don't know about the timings and all these things at that time. What is the good time for 21 and bad time? So after that, there are 2 3 months went. Then I understand. Then someone told me that there's 21-kilometer marathons going on every month and all these things. Then I thought that okay, let me try, and I started training from April to run a 21 kilometer every 2 months kind of thing.
Hmm.
So for 21, I ran a 1 or two more 21 kilometer. Then one of my friend told there is a 12 hours marathon,
Yeah.
12-hour night run in Pune.
Yeah.
So I thought how people run the 12 hours. So I was searching. Once he told me about the 12 hour, then almost 2 hours, 3 hours I searched what are these marathons and how people does and all these things. So I got to know some big ultra runners from India at that time, like Brish Sharma and some other guy, Shivani and all these things. uh, then I thought let's go there just to see how they does. So I just went there. So thought okay, let me do a bit practice. So at that time, I never ran a full marathon. So I jumped to see these guys how they run in 12 hours in September. So run was on 25th September like that. So I just
Hmm.
went. I did a bit practice, which is
Hmm.
not more than a 20 or 21, 22 kilometer
Hmm.
longest. I went there. I was just checking. I was a bit alone there. I don't know any other guys, and they were talking and all these things. I was just observing them and learning the things just by observing. I was not able. I thought these are the 12 hours guys, and I am 21 guy. How they will speak to me and all these things. So I was just observing their
But you
training.
were also signed up for 12 hour as well, right? But you had
Yes,
never run 12 hours
yes,
before.
yes. I never run 12 hours. So
Yeah.
longest was 22 kilometer or 21 kilometer
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah.
Because in April I started running seriously,
Yes.
and in September I just registered for the trail.
And this 12-hour thing, was that in a stadium or where exactly was it?
Yeah, good point. So it's in Western Ghats. So there is hills, total
Okay.
hill elevation. There are a lot of elevation
Okay.
there. So it was there and it was scenic in September. Yeah, that was the part. So I thought, let's try. I may run a 25 kilometer or 30 kilometer, then just walk, enjoy whatever all the things, and just uh, observe how these guys does and to learn or something. So I
Yes.
registered for that
Yeah.
because I never ran a full marathon at that time, and 12 hours is actually to run a 12 hours, and there was no goal. Okay,
Yeah.
I will run this many kilometers because all this. I had a plan of 21 kilometer because I already ran. So I was
Mm-hmm.
going smoothly, easily. I was observing. I am learning there by observing all the guys how they uh, the uphill, downhill, because there are a lot of uphills and downhills. And there was a loop of 5 kilometer, not a 5 kilometer, yeah, 3 kilometer loop. So every time I am able to see all these ultra runners in the loop, how they run, how they
Yeah.
walk, how they hydrate, and all these things. So then, when I completed 35 kilometer, I got a confidence that okay, this is 35 kilometer and 42 is a full marathon. So
Mm.
I am able to do 42 kilometers. So I was prepared at that time mentally. Yeah, I am able to do 42 kilometers easily on normal road. So
Mm.
I got that confidence. I just keep moving because there was no pain and anything all this. So I continued and ran 80 kilometer in 12 hours. Uh,
Wow.
and
Okay.
in that terrain. So everyone told and invited me for other 100 kilometer and all these things. After almost 3 weeks, uh, 3 weeks or some 15 or 20 days, there was a full marathon. I already registered for that and just went for this 12 hours just to enjoy it.
Mm.
So I already got a confidence. Yeah, I can run a 42 kilometer. So
Mm.
in my mind, when I started that full marathon in October, I think 15 October, so there was nothing in my mind that I can't finish or I need something like that. So I just went in a flow. Okay, I have to do, I can do it. Let's go to the finish line.
Mm.
So I did it in a good time at that time. For me, it was a good 3 hour 36 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for that, I give a credit to my 12 hours night run. It gives me confidence that I can finish. So
Yes.
I can finish. So I don't have any mindset or plan to finish a full marathon in this timing. So people told me that 4 hours is a pretty good time to complete the full marathon. So I did it in 3:36 minutes. I never used the watch to that. So I never. So when I went there, I got to know okay, it's near to 3:36 or 3:40. So then I continued it running. Then I ran 100 kilometer in November, Pune Ultra Marathon. Yeah, in same year. In October, I just completed a full marathon, and then in November, I ran 100 kilometer. So I finished it in 13 hours and in a podium at that time. After that, again, I started in December. Also, I registered for Western Car, which was on the same route that I ran at 12 hours. So at that time, yeah, I finished that race also in 100 kilometer in 15 hours, I think, kind of in that elevation, and I won that race also. So all these races gives me a confidence and it boosts my energy that okay, I started running and it gives me a podium, not about the podium but yeah. So वो मिलता है ना, एक अच्छा लगता है, तो वो वाला पार्ट एक आ रहा था, वो कंटिन्यू किया। और so I always want to run long distances, so because I started with long distances I enjoy it.
So your T-shirt says "Rise above resumes." So let's rise above resumes here, and hit straight to India back at Ultra. So how was the race for you this year in 2021?
Yes. So in 2021, I already had a lot of plans. I learned a lot in 2020. So because it gives me a different kind of things कि जो मैंने सोचा नहीं था वो actually मुझे feel हुआ. Uh, so in 2020, basically I started with the 2020.
Mm,
2020, I uh, came there to minimum complete a 48 hours.
mm.
So and it doesn't work. So it
Yes.
gives because I trained a lot for that, and in both the event, so I skipped the 24-hour ultra. So because I loved it a lot, Backyard Ultra format, I loved it a lot. I read about it early. So in 2021, I was a bit prepared in kind of cold and other things. I don't have any problem with the injuries and all these things, but I was prepared with the how to handle the cold that I was not able to manage in 2020. Uh, so still there was a problem after 20 hours, and I struggled a lot. Uh, After 24 hours, I know once sun comes, then I can stay for 12 hours, and I already told everyone that once sun comes, I will be there for 12 hours minimum.
Mm,
So this is it was a very good experience. So I learned whatever I learned from 2020, I implemented here. But still it's not work 100%, it works 70%.
yeah.
uh, yeah. So in Backyard Ultra, I like it's kind of a race where it always gives the PB to me. So
Mm,
when I ran a 24 hours, it was 100 miles. So I ran a 220 kilometer three times, you know. So I ran it in 41 hours, 40 hours, or 44 hours. So
mm.
here I ran it in 33 hours, 220 kilometers. So it gives me my PB. So
Yes.
every lap I was running, it was giving me a PB, right? So that's why I enjoyed it. I loved it, and still I am loving. If I continue for 48 hours, I can hit my 200 miles in a 48 hours. That is a very
Dream of every runner.
that
Yeah.
I want to. That was my goal before coming to backyard itself, and
Yeah.
this is the path I can do that, maintaining all these things. Yeah. So that's why I like the backyard a lot.
Hmm. How was
In that.
weather for you? Like coming from Pune, Delhi is not very warm when it comes to the timing of our race. So how was weather for you? Was day like a lot different than night? Were they similar? How did you adjust to that?
Okay, so in Pune, so minimum temperature is kind of 16 to 18 or 15
Yeah, I
in
lived in
cities.
Pune for 2.5 years in Pune. So yeah, that's how
Yes,
cold it gets. I know.
it's kind of
Yeah.
15 to 6. Yeah, it's kind of 15 to 16 in city. If you go outside, it may be a bit lower. I trained on that weather in 15 to 16 degree. So when I came to the Pune, so maximum temperature, day temperature was 16. When I came to the Delhi
Yeah.
for a ride, so maximum temperature was 16 in daytime. So it was fine for me.
Yeah.
But at night it was totally going 6 degree, 5 degree kind of things. So
Yes.
I don't have a much habit, and ये ऐसे हो जाता है कि गर्म पानी तुम पीते हो, थोड़ा ज्यादा गर्म रहता है तो वो कैसे तुम्हें ये देता है गले को. So it was the same. When I was taking a breathing, it was so cold that my I am unable to bear that coldness in there. It is totally different. Yeah. So वो मतलब बहुत डिफरेंट ही पार्ट था कि वो कैसे हैंडल करे वही समझ नहीं रहा था इन 2020.
So between 2020 and 2021, so let me tell you this one thing first. 2021 race day was colder than what it was in 2020. It was colder by at least 3 degrees.
Oh,
So you had your share of learnings from 2020. What were the preparations that you made in 2021 from your learnings in 2020 so you could handle the cold better? What all preparations did you do?
yes. So when COVID situation comes down in Pune, it was in a September. So I started running in cold weathers, early in the morning or late in the night outside in a thin t-shirt. So it was a very slick normal t-shirt. So I used to run in a 2 layers or 3 layers in Pune itself. So
Hmm.
I tried to be stay on in a cold maximum times in a AC in office. So I was increasing the temperature of the AC in office, and I was sitting there for 1 hour, 2 hours doing whatever work I was doing there. So I did that these things. So in December, it gives. because whenever I go to the office, I always wearing a jacket because
Mm,
I was unable to bear that cold, and other guys needs that.
mm,
So I removed that, and I trained in December. It gives a betterness that I never used the jacket in the
mm,
winter itself.
mm.
And then I ran in a race, 220-kilometer race.
Mm.
There also I struggled, but I handled it a bit uh, अच्छे से हैंडल किया था
Yeah.
पिछले वाले से। तो इस तरीके से मैंने एज़ इम्प्रूव्ड द कोल्डनेस
And
2000।
how do you layer? Like when you are in India backyard, how many layers on your upper body are you wearing when you go out for each loop in the night? Or does it change with every loop?
There was a four layers. Even in
Four layers.
morning, there was a three layers. You can see a photo. You
Yeah.
can see a three layers minimum.
Yeah.
So I can handle that. So I learned in 2020. In 2021, I know how much layered will work for me for a coldness. But for a breathing, to get that cold air inside your nose, that
Yeah.
is still remains. Still, I am learning, and I want to do that. I want to improve that. How I can do that? I, that is that. That was a bit totally different thing. एक्चुअली मुझे अभी भी पता नहीं है कि मैं किस तरीके से हैंडल करूँगा और उसको किस तरीके से, क्योंकि कोल्डनेस एज़ अ ब्रीथिंग में कैसे करेंगे? लेयर तो पहन लेंगे, सब ये होगा, बट व्हाट अबाउट द इनटेक ऑफ द एयर, कोल्ड एयर? दैट्स आई स्टिल वांट टू लर्न. I have to learn. Yeah.
So, do you sweat a lot when you are running? Like when you are
Yes, yes.
wearing three layers of t-shirt, was your innermost layer always dry? How did you manage that?
Okay. So I sweat a lot,
Yeah,
even in a single layer also.
yeah,
So when I wear a multiple these things, so it gives me a extra coldness. I
yes,
acknowledge that, but it helps me to move further than not wearing that. So
yes.
yeah, that is the part I know. Okay, I can stay with some sweat. There is a
Yeah.
bit coldness, but overall it's a good than this not wearing all these layers.
And how do you find the trail for India backyard? How is the trail and do you like it? Do you prefer it to be slightly different? What are the things that you like? What are the things that you do not like about the trail that you are offered of 4.16667 miles, whatever
Right.
it is?
Yeah. Actually, I like the trail much. It's because it has a lot of things, rocky things, plain, and there is a trail with a lot of rocks and पत्थर बहुत कुछ है वहाँ पे. So if you run a 6.7 kilometer on that trail, right? Every hour, I did 37 loops, right?
Yeah.
So if you ask me to do a 6.7 kilometer on a normal road continuously, so it gives me a extra. I feel it's okay. 6.7 in normal road, it's very easy to do after running that 6.7 kilometer on that trail with elevation and all these things. So anyways, I like that trail. I don't want to change that trail. So even if you increase the elevation bit, that's not a problem, because for me that was not a problem. I always in mind that a coldness. I still think about the how I can overcome the second night and not about the hours. So I overcome the first night this year 2021. I was still thinking. I always think how I can वो कैसे मैं सेकंड नाइट को कैसे ये कर पाऊँगा ताकि 48 आवर हो जाए और 12 आवर्स में एज़ अ खुद का ये दे सकूँ, पुश कर सकूँ बॉडी को।
So there were other runners as well who were traveling from the places where they do not get as cold as Delhi. Karthik, for example. So did you have any conversations with others as well in previous year or maybe this year that how they were managing their bodies in the cold weather?
Uh, yes, I think Karthik ran a Solang thing, right? It is also a cold thing. I think he is exposed to multiple races that has a coldness there. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think
But
that
did you
works
have any
for me.
conversation
Not
with
with
other
Karthik,
runners?
not with Karthik, but for with other runners, because
Yeah.
there is a one guy who runs in a not a big ultra marathon in a Ladakh and all these things, and Bhupendra Singh, you know,
Yeah.
So
Okay.
he ran in a half shorts in a Ladakh and high races. So I had a conversation with them also. How he can manage. He told the same thing. If you expose your body to that coldness, if you train on that, it will eventually it will feel good for you. It will not a problem for you.
Hmm. So,
Like
so referring to your resume just once, so you have had like multiple podium finishes in almost all kinds of ultra marathons possible in India right now. How would you say Backyard Ultra is different from all those races that you have run over past 4 5 years?
okay, let me give one example here. I'm giving example of 24-hour race that I ran in 2018, which was a national record, right?
Yeah.
So when I came to Delhi at that time, I feel that coldness first time in my life. It's like a someone kept you in a fridge, like 5 degrees, 6 degrees is like that, right? So
Yeah.
it was unbearable for me at that time, but I am able to manage in that race. So in night, uh, I was not stopping. I was continuously running so that I will not feel a cold. Uh, I was able to cover 9 kilometer, a 10 kilometer, and more than a 10 kilometer in night, and I was not at all stopping because I know if I stop, it will. Uh, I will be in a bed
Yeah.
in next hour. So I was able to manage there. But in backyard ultra,
Mm.
because this is a 6.7 kilometer loop, you need to do it slowly. You need to stay. So it will give you extra coldness. You can't increase your speed if you increase your speed. If you increase your speed, you will finish the uh, loop early, and you will get a 10 minutes, 15 minutes to stay, and again you will feel the cold. So
Mm.
I feel it's totally different than this race in a cold. uh, Also, in backyard ultra, I'm a slow runner. I always told I don't push much there. As a slow runner, 6.7 is mentally very easy for me. Okay, so 6.7, okay, I can run in very comfortable space, any number of hours. It's mentally prepared. I'm mentally prepared
Mm.
in that format. So if you ask me to run 24 hours and you give me a target of 220 kilometers, I don't have उसमें लगता है कि अरे यार 220 kilometers I need to do many things. But if you ask me to run a 40 hours in a backyard ultra, I will choose this. I will choose the backyard ultra than that. That's why I skipped 224 hours within 2020 and 2021, and I ran a backyard ultra. So for me, it's a totally different
Yes.
uh, because I love it. I enjoyed it. I feel good. I'm getting my PBs there and all these things. That's why I feel it's total different than other races.
Yeah, I have also I have had a lot of conversation with runners internationally who have run backyard ultra as well and have been a part of other ultra events as well. I mean, there is a common sense that the world is developing right now that people who are really good in 24-hour races they tend to perform a lot good in backyard events. So I mean, so the correlation is significantly high. The people who are like top performers in 24-hour races,
Right,
they are the
right.
same ones who perform exceptionally good in backyard ultras for some reason. Maybe how relentless backyard ultra is that it keeps hitting on you back at you like every single hour and you have to be in the same zone for exceptionally longer period of times. I believe that may have something to do because same is for 24 hours, right? People are lapping you when you are resting in case you are
Right,
resting. So you
right,
always want to be on that running trail. And
right.
that relentlessness of 24-hour is something I believe which is fueling better and better performances that people are putting together in a backyard ultra.
Yes, maybe also I think the same. I have to do 200 kilometers in 24 hours.
Hmm.
And if you ask me to do 100 miles in a 24 hours,
Hmm.
live about the route and all these things.
Hmm.
So mentally, I feel okay. It's a 40-kilometer less than a 200 kilometer, and it's just 100 miles. And I already did 200 kilometer, 196 kilometer in 24 hours. So mentally, it gives a boost. Uh, okay, it's a very easy. 100 miles is very easy. So
Hmm.
if you start with the backyard ultra, for 24 hours you won't feel that much mentally okay I am pushing the things mentally, right? Anyway, you are already physically prepared because you were running in a you were running 200 kilometers in 24 hours. So physically, you are good to run 100 miles in a bit extra elevation, and mentally you are prepared. Okay, 100 miles is okay. I did already 200, 196. 100 miles is fine. So in both physically and mentally, you already prepared. So that's why for it's easy for 24 hours top runners to do a backyard ultra with a 24 hours. Then he has to push maybe after, because of sleep deprivation, all these things he need to manage that. But for to 24 hours, it's very easy in a backyard ultra, what I feel.
So, in 2020, you managed 14 laps, I believe, in India backyard, and
Yes,
then you nearly tripled that in 2021. So
yes.
your approach towards your training approach towards 2020 and your training approach towards 2021, other than exposing yourself more often to colder conditions, what was that you did differently on the race day in 2021 compared to 2020 that made sure that, I mean, you could surprise even yourself almost?
Okay, so I planned what to wear,
Yeah.
uh, and I bought a clothes where it gives a warmness in 21, because I know at that time. So
Yeah.
I started wearing a extra t-shirts at 4 p.m. itself. Not was not waited for a 6 p.m. when coldness increased. So I started from 4 p.m. and I started consuming a hot water,
Mm.
warm water, not hot, warm water early, uh, from 3 p.m. 4 p.m. so that I will not feel that cold. This is regarding the coldness. So I manage that that way. About the training, I can say I was more prepared in 2020 than 2021,
Because
because
of
in COVID, yeah,
2021
because
you
in
had
COVID situation, yeah, in COVID situation, I started running in I think in October, actually training. So it was October, November, December. These are the 3 months, and January. But in 2020, it was a whole years, and I was active throughout at that time.
Mm.
And that's why in 2020, I took my wife as a crew so that I will get a more uh, अ, अच्छा सेवा हो जाएगा मेरा, और मैं मल्टीपल आवर पुश कर पाऊंगा.
Yes.
So, but in 2021, I thought, okay, I don't know about the first night itself.
Yes.
So I came here in very calm mind. Okay, I might do 14 or maybe 16. I don't know.
Mm.
So I will try. So these are the different things I did in as a training and cold.
So if I got you correctly, in 2020 you had a set target of 48 hours at least in mind. But
In
in 20,
2020, yes,
yes, in
in
2021 you
2020.
you did not carry such burdens. Oh, I have to do these many hours. You were happy with whatever you could do with your body.
Yes, yes. I yes. Because I know I maybe survive for 14 hours, but I don't know about the after 16 hours, 17 hours, 18 hours. Anyways, if I drop out after 18 hours, 20 hours, I feel bad. It's a normal thing. Even if I done with the 37 hours, I feel bad.
Yeah.
It's a part. But yes, at that time there was no any thing in my mind. I have to do these many hours, but I know I can push as many hours if I feel
How
good.
are you feeling physically at the end of those 36, 37 hours when
Yeah.
you eventually had to say, okay, this is enough? How was your body feeling at that particular point, other than the coldness?
Okay. So again, when sun goes down, I started feeling that coldness
Yes.
uh, from 5 p.m. also, from 5 p.m. itself.
Yeah.
So for next 1 hour, so I did a 3 loops after that
Mm,
till 8 p.m. It was a 37 loops.
mm.
So I started feeling that okay, coldness is increasing. I am struggling. Coldness is increasing. I am struggling. Uh, and I already know I pushed myself in a cold weather one day early. So I don't want to push my body. Uh, Not physically. Physically, I was a good and good shape in after completing a 37 hours. So I already told two crew members, okay, I think this will be my last lap. uh, I will not push my body again. So
Mm.
after completing the 36 hours, so I already told them they were ready to accept that. Ki- they they haven't pushed me after 37 hours. They already knew that. Then I finished the 37 loops. Uh, in 37 loops, I was thinking in the route. Okay, can I push one more loop? Then I thought, okay, I already pushed a lot. In this part. I don't want to push again. So I started 38. I congratulate both Munish and Karthik
Yeah.
to continue.
Was the coldness also a concern when you decided to stop after 14 hours in 2020, where you again were having this sense that this cold air is going to be difficult for you to move?
In 2020, I feel a cold. I was feeling out of breath in 13th loop. From 12th loop itself, I started feeling
The
that.
moment sun was
Uh,
down, things started to go.
Yeah, once sun was down.
Yeah.
Then in 13th, guys pushed me. I told I can't do that. I don't want to do that because it was hurting a lot. For injury, it's very easy, but if you feeling breathless kind of thing, it's very difficult.
So here is one interesting thing that probably people who will be listening to this don't know. You brought the trophy for us. Thanks a
Yeah.
lot. So what was in your mind when you were bringing the trophy? That were you
Yes,
thinking that you will want to take this back home?
yes, definitely. Even if yeah, when I bring the topic itself, I was thinking, okay, if uh, say मेरी wife भी बोल रही थी कि if I can get this trophy with me
Yeah.
itself, so it will be very good. It will be good that okay, I bring the trophy and I take it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking as well. That it would be hard for him to bring the
Yes, yes.
trophy back and then go back home without that in his bag.
Yes. If I dropped out at 20th loop and there were many guys up in front of me, at that time it's a fine. But it's like a three guys remains and you have a chance to take that trophy back. Yeah, it feels.
So when you were on after finishing 36 loops, when you were briefing your crew that 37th loop is going to be the last one, until you finish the 37th loop and then you said it's over. In this entire span of little more than 1 hour, the trophy was sitting there right at the start line. Did it ever occur to you that no, I cannot give up? I want to take this back home. Did this ever strike you?
Yes, yes, yes. In a single loop, maybe three or four times.
Yeah.
It gives me okay. When I was approaching the end, start of the venue, still I was thinking, can I push? Can I push it? There is a trophy. Anyway, trophy is there still. Can I push it? Okay. There are 3-4 minutes remaining. I am comfortably completing this loop. Can I push it or not? These are the
Just
all
push it enough
things
to the
going on in my.
sunrise and then let
Yes,
things flow.
right. Right.
Yeah, it's always hard. It's
Yes, this
something
is
that
always hard. I still sometimes feels okay. Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Because
hard.
hindsight is so comfortable place where you can look back and create all those stories that probably wouldn't have happened on the race day because things can go either way. You never know. So
Right, right.
that's always the thing. Um, so if you were to make any change in how you handled entire race in 2021, what change do you think if I ask you to repeat 2021 edition, what change you think you would make right from uh, tapering part, probably that started in December and January beginning, until the moment when you said it's over? If you have to make some changes, what changes would that be that you think that you could have done better so that you could probably have won the race?
Uh, okay. One is a bit speed. I want to increase the bit speed because there was a patch. If I consider the same route will be there for 2022, there was a one patch 2.5 kilometers or 2 kilometers,
Hmm.
which is a flat, and there are the bricks.
Yeah.
As a slow runner, many guys was overtook me in that part.
Hmm. Was
right.
that people really pick up pace there? Yeah.
Yes, all Munish, Karthik, they always overtook me in that part.
Yeah.
If you see, they were finishing in 48 minutes and I was finishing in 54, 55. They know they were overtaking me in that part. They taking a relax in that uphill initially, and they just start with the speed of 5 kilometer per hour in that 2.5 kilometer, and they just overtook and they just finish the race, and they again take a rest in that trail part. So yeah, that was the good part for speed runners.
Hmm.
So I want to take that things. I want to improve that speed so that I can cover up extra distance and can relax on elevation part.
Hmm.
That was the one thing. If route is same.
Yeah. And
Uh,
is anything more?
yeah, in training as a tapering part, uh, actually I like to do lot of mileage before the race, and it works for me.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, in 2021 itself, I started running on October. I
Hmm.
did 100 miles in November, again 100 miles in December, and 50 kilometers, and all these things, and some internal my own distances. So it worked for me. I will increase that uh, the mileage. I will increase the mileage so that uh, I will not feel tired. All these things when I goes beyond 50 hours or
Mm. I was going to ask this question later on, but now that you have brought this up already, let's stick to it. So, how do you approach a race? Like, when do you peak in your training? How many weeks before the race? And how do you approach the race weekly from your peak training period till the race day? How exactly you go about your races in general,
uh,
not just backyard ultra, in general?
okay. In general, so basically I trained not so basically my time wise basically ज़्यादा training करता हूँ, not for the distances. So
Hmm.
it's like for me I have to spend 15 hours in a week. So
Okay.
how much I
It's a
can
part-time job.
yes, with a job, because yeah, 15 hours or 10 hours as an example I told as 15
Yes.
hours. I
Yeah.
have to spend 15 hours in a week. It means for 5 days it's a, weekday.
Hmm.
Uh, so I can spend a one and a half hour or 1 hour, and other hours I can spend in weekends.
Yeah.
So anyways, I know I can run 9 kilometer, 10 kilometer very easily in a hour if I spend a 1.5 hour or one hour 15 minutes. I can run a 11 or 12 kilometers.
Hmm.
If you consider this part, it's like 100-kilometer distance you can run easily.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I tried out about the to get the time. So I can manage the 1 hour
Hmm.
weekday. I can manage the 2 or 3 hours in weekend. That's it. I don't plan for a 50 kilometer because it will take 5 hours for me, and uh, it will not work for me because with all these things working and this thing. So I go with this planning, hourly planning,
Hmm.
and I increase the hours.
Hmm.
Sometimes I don't increase the hour, I increase the speed
Hmm.
so that I will get mileage. I can cover a lot of distance there. So this is the very straightforward for me. I just start from my home itself.
Yeah.
I wear the shoes, I start and come back in 1 hour or 1.5 hour. This is the simple part. I take a
So
water
this
bottle.
15 hours is a peak, or this 15 hours is like average week?
It's a totally average. Distance will be different. Slow. I will start with a kind of. Initially, I will run 7 kilometer, 8 kilometer per hour, but hour is same.
Yeah.
There is
So
no
even
change
in
in
your
the hour.
peak training period, you will be still be running for 15 hours, but you will be running longer distance compared to what you were running a week
No,
before.
no. I longer distance doesn't work for me a
Okay.
lot. I do trekking for that. I do a 6 hour trekking and all these things, but I don't want to run a 50 kilometers
Yeah.
for a train. I never ran, and it doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how do you approach the race? Like, do you continue decreasing these hours as you are heading towards the race, or that part remains the same?
So 10 days before, I just start decreasing it. Uh, and in last 3 days, I never run. I just do 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer things. I just raced
Hmm.
because it was a weekday and I don't want to push. And because anyways I am active. As if I am doing a coding, so mentally I am active. Everything is going on. I am doing a stay. I am staircases and all these things. So I was already active, so I don't want to push as a 10-kilometer
And
still.
what about travel? Like when you have to travel for a race, how do you manage uh, how do you balance between your training, your rest that you need before the race, and because now that you have to travel, traveling is a tiring part. I mean, that
Yes,
drains people out and that dehydrates you. So,
right.
so what are the things that you generally do when you have to travel for a race?
Okay, so from suppose there is a race on Saturday. Race will start on Saturday. From Monday itself, I actually start consuming the electrolytes and energy, so to get my body hydrated. Uh, and I plan for a travel. When can I reach so that I will get a sleep? I
Mm.
can get a sleep. Sometimes 24-hour race starts at 6 p.m. and back at start at
Pretty odd
early
time.
morning.
Yeah.
So I
It's
need to
almost
reach
like a
one
jet
day.
lag, even staying in the same country.
Right, right, yes. So, I have to plan accordingly for if race is starting at a early morning, then I need to come to that place one day before. And it is a 24 hours, then I can come to that place early in the morning or taking a rest at night and can land on early morning because race starts on 6 p.m. Right. So this is the travel plan because as a working employee you will not get that much hours to all these things and you can't take a leave 2 days 3 days. Yeah.
And so, do you prepare a list of things that you want to carry before you board train, flight, whatever you are taking to the destination? Do you have
Yes, yes,
some lists?
yeah. I prepared the list, basic needs that kind of thing, chocolates, energal electrolytes, and some other parts.
So what are the key things that you use during a race as your food? What is your nutrition plan for the race? Any ultra marathon?
Okay, so one is electrolytes and energy. I always keep in my bag itself and in the race day itself. So even if I haven't get anything, I can manage with that.
Hmm.
I plan in this way because in my training I do the same thing. I
Hmm.
keep my electrolytes with me.
Hmm.
Maybe food will be there or not there, but I can manage with that.
Hmm.
So I trained with that, so it works for me in races.
And
Uh,
food?
Next is the food. Yeah, I can consume a solid food every 3 hours. So it was not a stomach problem is not there still. In backyard ultra also I consumed Maggie and potatoes
Hmm.
and whatever I got. So some runners got dropped and they gave many foods to my crew. And when I was coming there, they were giving me these new things.
Yeah.
So I was asking who gave this. So they were you just eat, don't take care. So there is no food issue for me. So that's why I consume uh, kind of foods at race day.
So within the same event, if like does the things that you're choosing to consume during a race, would that change with the weather you are running in, the time of the day you are running in? Do
Yes.
you play around with your food when it comes to different times of the day and different
Yes.
seasons, different locations?
Yes, Gaurav. So mainly I tried all these things in backyard itself. uh, Other races it was very easy for me. In backyard ultra, I was avoiding a banana in daytime. In the night time. I was avoiding banana because it gives me extra coldness and all these
Yeah.
things. I started consuming soup, Maggie, hot things in night that I was not used to. I can if cold is not there, I can consume anything. But yeah, I made that. I don't want to consume a cold uh, product at night
Mm.
in a backyard. Yeah, in morning, early morning, I start with the warm water
Mm.
with the electrolyte, whatever the things. I was keeping hot water in whatever I got as a food, keeping it in khichdi. I just eating it. So these are the changes I made as per the coldness in backyard ultra.
Mm.
So in backyard ultra itself, I am learning a lot. Still, I am learning a lot how I can manage Yeah, that's why I like it a lot than other races, because I ran 20 kilometer 24 hours. But yeah, back at the still I haven't reached to that place that I will be satisfied.
Do you always run with a crew, or is it just backyard where you bring the crew?
This is the first I bring my crew. So in 2020, you told I have a good plan. I loved a backyard ultra a lot, and I was searching a lot from 1.5 2 years that I want to learn. I want to run a backyard ultra. I was where are the races in other countries also. So I was planning that. Ki, I want to run a backyard ultra. I was checking. Okay, is Japan is this race is in Japan or UK. So when I registered for 2020, I had a big plan for that. I trained a lot for that. I did a 220 kilometers for in 41 hours with 10,000 elevation gain. One uh, 1 month before the race, 2020 Mega Ultra, and this is going on. So I was very prepared to do something in Mega Ultra in 2020. Uh, at that time also I bring crew, because I don't want all these panic things at that time. Bring my wife as a crew.
Hmm.
This was the first. Otherwise I never go with a crew. I just live whatever is going
You
on,
prefer crew or you do not
because
prefer?
no target for me. I do not prefer. I'm still one more to tell. So recently, what I was thinking, I did a 37, right? And there is a cold issue. So there are two for me. One is, can I handle second night? If I handle, okay, I can go till 56 hours. I can. If I handle that second night after 48 hours, I will push. I will push myself as a physical and mental. That one thing. Second is, okay, if I can't uh, do a second night in 2020 itself, I feel okay, second night is very difficult for me in that cold. Maybe in then I will try without a crew for that 36 hours.
Hmm.
So these are the options I already choose and decided to do in a next events, your next event. So these are the two options. So I will try in 2020. Can I push the second night? Okay,
Hmm.
I will continue. Otherwise, I will try to do without the crew 36 hours. This is my plan.
Hmm.
2021, I did 12 hours without crew.
First 12 hours?
Initial 12 hours I did. Yes, in 2021.
Yeah.
So my crew came at evening night at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. So there was one guy who dropped out after 10th or 11th loop. Then
Hmm.
he started doing
Hmm.
uh, in 2021. So I want to try that, because I never run with the crew. Yeah, for 24 hours. I will try if second night doesn't work.
Now,
Yeah.
how about the sleep? Because sleep becomes a really important factor for most other ultra marathons, but particularly for backyard ultra, for it being so relentless. I mean, you have to earn those minutes of sleep that you can have in each of the loop in case you are fast enough. So this is actually a two-part question. First, how much do you think the speed is important in a backyard event? Second, how do you manage sleep? I would like you to answer the first one. How much do you think speed is important in a backyard ultra?
Uh, in terms of to get a sleep or just a speed?
Just in general, how important is it for a person to be fast in a backyard event? Because it's not the fastest who will win the race. It's the person who will be the last one standing, as the name suggests, would win the race. But
Right.
is speed something you consider important for a backyard race, or is something not important at
Uh,
all?
yeah, there may be a. I can't say actually, but yes,
From your experiences, yeah.
yeah. With my experience, for myself, not for others.
From your
So for me, like I can't do a speed training, so I neglect that, and still I want to win a backyard ultra.
yeah.
So I will go with my thing, and it works for me. If I finish the 55 loops continuously for 40 hours, 48 hours, it works for me.
Hmm.
And still in this 2021, you can see I was the last who used to finish
Hmm.
in every loop, kind of thing, 52, 53, 54 minutes, because it was working for me.
Hmm.
Yes, I can tell you, if someone has a sleep deprivation problem,
Hmm.
it is a good, uh, speed is very important. You can take, you can run fastly, and you can take a 10 minutes lap, 10-minute nap. But if you running a slow, and if you want to, if and you have a sleep deprivation problem, then it's very difficult to manage that. You can't.
So
Mm,
if I'm not fast and I
yeah.
also have this sleep deprivation problems,
Yes,
that
combined.
that is probably not the best event for me.
Yes, I can tell that. So Karthik, Munish, they were finishing in 45 minutes, and they are taking a rest, and
Hmm.
it works for them. Even Karthik, I can consider just as an example.
Hmm.
Even Karthik has a sleep deprivation problem after 16 hours. But if he finished in 45 minutes and he gets 15 minutes time to start a next loop,
Hmm.
he can manage easily there. Anyone can manage easily there if he finished it in 45 minutes. But yeah, but if you are slow and you have a sleep deprivation problem after 6 hours and you are finishing in 55 minutes, so it's very difficult. So you will get in panic mode, that, and you will drop it out easily. So that is the one part.
Have you
And
ever
for
hallucinated during a race?
not here, but in other race.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have some
One.
like crazy experience to share?
Yes. So yeah, there was a one experience that I ran 220-kilometer
Yeah.
a race in December 2019. It was a training for this 2020 Backyard Ultra. तो वहाँ पे in last loop there were just 10 kilometer remaining. I have to finish, and I was very uh, blind. I was, मतलब वो एकदम easy हो गया था, okay, just 10 kilometer remaining, just go
Yeah.
easily, just finish it. And I was training, so I was not pushing for to get वो जल्दी फिनिश करके वो ये करना है।
Hmm.
तो इज़िली जा रहा था, तो वो एक मोड़ में ज़ोन से चला गया मैं।
Hmm.
तो वो हाईवे पे जब गाड़ी आ रही थी, तो मुझे लगा मैं कहाँ पे आ गया? जैसे आफ्टर सम टाइम्स 2 मिनट्स, 3 मिनट्स, every 2 minutes or every 3 minutes I was thinking I was bit off. I was somewhere like that. Uh, Maybe that is a sleep deprivation. I don't think it is a sleep deprivation, uh, but I feel something different. I can't explain it now.
Hmm.
If something is coming or not coming, but when there is a car coming and going uh, very fast from my side, I feel something is hitting me.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. I have this one more question. Uh, when the moment you finish the loop until the starting bell,
Hmm.
what is the mental checklist that you generally have of things to do between the time after finishing the previous loop and starting the next loop, which we call interloopal? So, what is your mental checklist of this interloopal time, that this, what I have to do before I go out to the next loop? Do you have some mental checklist that you can share with us right now?
Yes, there are some checklist, which is a mandatory checklist, I can say,
Yes.
like water. I was keeping a water bottle in a one place,
Hmm.
and I know I have to pick a water bottle. वो आना
Hmm.
चाहिए। शूलेस, शूज अगर ज़्यादा ये होगा, लेयर्स, क्योंकि मुझे कोल्ड का ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम होता है।
Hmm.
सो देयर आर द 2-3 थिंग्स व्हिच आर मैंडेटरी टू पिक।
I see most of your races, they have come largely on the road or more of even surfaces. And if we talk about even our trail for India Backyard, I won't call that a trail because it's a mix of everything,
राइट,
but it's largely still a road. So what do you inherently prefer? Do you prefer running on roads only, or do you prefer trails? You have no such preferences? What if you were given this option to decide the trail for your race? What would that be?
ओके,
There
फॉर
are
मी,
many questions to this. Sorry.
yes. So okay, for me, I run on a trails.
Yeah.
So I prefer to train on a trails, not on a road. Sometime on the road, when I need some elevation and all these things. But I prefer to run on trail because I have a flat foot and I need a balancing. So I was very bad in trail, so I was not able to run in a trail and was not able to give a good performance at that
Same.
time.
Yeah.
So and I was running in a road,
Mm,
so I got used to road and all these things. And when I started with the trail in Pune Ultra itself, when I finished 21 hours,
mm,
so it was imbalanced me. I get down many times on that trail in Bhatti Lake also.
mm,
So I started training on a trail itself. So now currently I always train in a trail. Either it's a kind of easy trail or some technical trail.
mm.
Uh, so in that way, that's why till now I ran on a road, but I prefer a trail now because it gives me a balance part. Yeah, it gives me a balance part and it improves my leg strength as a flat footer. And I don't know about the I am flat footer or not because I don't know all these technical things. I just got to know last year the flat footers have multiple issues and all these things. Uh, but in my mind, I never thought that, right? So still, I never thought that because of flat foot, I will may get hit or may get injured. Yeah, that is a plus point that I don't have information.
Yeah. And in this 15-hour weekly training, how much of this is pure running? How much of that is strength training, or strength training is separate? Or like many runners, you do not focus on strength training at all?
Okay, this 15 hours totally running.
Okay.
There is no strength training included. So
Okay.
strength training, I have a separate time for that.
Mm,
So I do strength training differently.
mm.
These are the 15 hours are only for running.
And how many
Uh,
days of strength training your week has?
it's very less because I don't like gym thing and dumbbells
Runners
thing.
hate the gym,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I live in a seventh floor in my building,
Okay.
so I always use the stairs to go up and down.
Yeah.
Uh, so I did always 3 rounds, either when I go office, when I come back to office, when I have to buy something,
Yeah.
uh, and in office also it's a five uh, in fifth floor. So I
Okay.
do all these things when I went to lunch or to take a coffee or something with the friends. So I use the stairs. So it gives me a good thing that as a strength wise, and in sometimes I do a bit fast running
Mm,
for 200 meters, 300 meters. I don't want to run a fast for a long time. It's not in my plan. So I do this kind of things whenever I thought, okay, I have to push this thing. Yeah, I started these things. I was very bad in a downhill,
mm,
and it was like I was struggling in downhill. I was good at uphill.
mm,
I was running in uphill, uh, and other guys were walking, but in downhill everyone was overtaking me.
mm.
uh, and so at that time I started working on a speed to uh, to get down to downhill का थोड़ा ये करने के लिए.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I worked and I'm comfortable now. In last year, in 2021, I did that. In 2020, I did that, and now I am comfortably uh, run a fast on a downhills without balancing things because I am flat foot, so downhill is always a big challenge. You have
Downhill
to
is such a key thing. I mean, when I started running on the trails, I never imagined downhill running would be such a thing. And it demands everything. You need excellent your feet and eye coordination,
right,
amazing sense of balance. You need very strong quads to do better
right,
downhill running. And then when your trail is technical, you have to be very vigilant of where your foot is landing. And you just don't have to be worried about your next 2 3 steps, but you have to also see how immediate next say 10 15 meters look like, right? And when all these
right,
things are
right.
happening, your brain is working at such a quick speed that you need to train off more and more to get better at downhill running. I mean, when I remember when I was running in Himalayas back in 2014, I believe, I was terrible at downhill running. And I remained terrible until 2016. But after that, once I had like a sequence of ankle injuries because I was not paying attention to strengthening my legs, and I was not paying enough attention to where my foot was landing. That's when I paused for a while and started working on them again. Things went downhill even after that, which we won't discuss here. Maybe on some other platform. But yeah, downhill running has been crazy. I
Yes.
never
So
thought so much about it.
So for me, there were two things. That's why I am unable to do a downhill properly. One is speed. I I was very slow, so in downhill you need a speed. Somewhere if there is a big
Drop,
decline, you need a speed to balance yourself. That was the one problem
because you're
with.
going with the gravity all the time.
Yes, right. That was the one problem with me. So I learned that. Second was in zone, whatever you told, whatever you told. So I always run in a zone. So I never look at a road much. Uh,
Mm,
and I go into the zone. I just look at everywhere, not onto the road.
mm,
And in downhill, you need a focus.
yes.
You can't you can't do like
Can't take an eye off even for a second. Yes.
yes. And there is this one. This always
Oh
comes.
yeah.
You need to do that
Yes.
for a specs
So
person.
so what I had to do so I use different glasses for my regular work and while I go for running. Now the glasses that I use for running, they have clip-ons behind, so they stick behind my ears, so my glasses don't fall off. I remember I was at Barkley Fall Classic, and I was climbing this rat jaw, the toughest climb that race has,
Right.
and one of the briar washed through my face, and my glasses got off. And I
Oh,
just kept climbing, and after a minute or two, I uh, put my hand near my face to adjust the glasses, and there were no glasses. And so I had to go down, find glasses in the middle of nowhere, and I am practically blind without the glasses.
right,
So
right, right. I
I'm
got it.
blind in the
I can
bushes, and now
understand.
I'm just putting my hand on the ground to find something. That
Yes, yes,
was
yes.
great.
For me, same. For me, I can't run with like this.
Yes.
I I can run with this in a stadium, but not in a
I
trail
mean,
races
yeah,
and in
without
backyard.
glasses, I'm good to run on snow and on the road, but when it comes to trails, no way.
So backyard ultra was the first that I ran along with the spec
Yeah,
long distance. Otherwise, in night I used to do. I keep it and I just
yeah.
run it
That's
in a.
that's
Yeah.
these are the perils of wearing glasses during an ultra marathon.
Yes, yes. Yeah, there are the learnings. I think yeah, it's a good,
Yeah,
but there are the learnings for everyone.
yeah,
Yeah, that about the trail you told. Yeah, after the Backyard Ultra in 2021, there was an event in Pune, Jumping Gorilla, which
okay,
was close to 7,000 meter elevation gain
okay,
in Feb 28th after 1 month. So
yeah.
I was very fresh after Backyard Ultra and already positive. I already
Fresh
told
after 37 hours, yes.
yeah, I was positive. There was no injury. I dropped out with X reason, and that I know okay that was my problem.
Yeah.
Uh, then I registered for that race and I finished that 120 kilometer uh, there in Feb with a 7,000 meter elevation gain. There was very up and down hills in Siagat uh,
Mm.
area. Uh,
Those are some steep climbs. Yeah.
yeah, there are the very steep climbs. Yes. You need a patience there. Yeah,
Yes.
you need even if you have physical things and strength, you need a patience there.
My understanding that how much I suck at downhill running came to existence for me when I moved to Pune, and I was running on all the trails around Pune, and I was horrible when it came to downhill. So, so
Right, right, right.
I ran a lot around Pune, quite a lot, in and other parts of Maharashtra, but I was never really a fast runner. That's something which I always wanted to change. I'm still not the fast runner 7 years down, but I hope I will be one day.
Same for me, but I don't want to change that because it works for me. Yeah, till date.
So, people who are willing to try Backyard Ultra. Now, I heard you are organizing one Backyard Ultra. Tell us about that as first before we go into this advice zone. Tell us
Yes.
about your Backyard Ultra.
So after 37, it was a feeling. I was just telling my what I was feeling after 30. I finished the 37th loop. I just finished the 37th loop. I went in 38 just to congratulate these guys, and they just came back after 100 meters.
Hmm.
I just sprinted and just came here. Then first thing I told to Gagan, Gagan, can you change the dates or can you organize in somewhere? Because if these things come, I will never feel I pushed myself.
Hmm.
Uh, so that was the first question, and at that time itself I would like to do these races in other place also where I am organizing. It means I can't run there. I can't push myself. But yes, that's why I want, because I like the format and all these things. Yeah, that's why I want to give this opportunity to other guys uh, in Maharashtra also. So Mumbai, Pune, there are many runners. They run a 24 hours and other 100 miles. They does it. But this is the new format that I also want to bring in Maharashtra. So they will start running it. Yeah, because I loved it. That's why I am giving it to others. Same like you.
So when is your race and where can people find you to register and stuff?
So, country date is in April 2020. I decided because I want to run a India's Backyard Ultra, so I can't take it uh, earlier than that because I have to train.
Yes.
I have to train for
So
2020.
I have a few pieces of news for you about India Backyard as well. But yeah. So do you have a website in place, a registration link in place where people can find you so far?
No, currently I'm working on that.
Okay.
So it will be available soon.
Yeah, do share with us. I mean, we will publicize happily through our page as well.
Sure, sure, sure. So I
So
was checking the dates. So
yeah.
I thought, okay, in November, December, COVID is going on, everything is going on, and I have to train for next Backyard Ultra, India's Backyard Ultra, that I have to make a high trick. So I decided to go later in April.
So you
Yeah.
answered my question, would you be running India Backyard Ultra 2022? And I guess the answer is yes. So there are
Yes.
a few changes that we have made listening to your advice. So the race is delayed by 2 weeks now, so that it's slightly
Yes.
warmer than what it used to be, so that people who are coming from south as well, they feel as comfortable as people who are running in the north. And the
I'm
venue has
very.
been changed. The venue is new. It's closer to the city center, but still as rugged, as difficult as it was in the last 2 years. But this trail, I have a sense, is slightly more rugged. It gives you slightly more, it demands slightly more of attention. And also, the third thing, we have a separate trail for day and a separate trail for night. So
Oh,
trail changes in days and nights. So that's another thing that we are bringing in completely what people would witness at Big's Backyard Ultra event. So these are a few changes that we have thought of, and they are in work right now. And registration will be open up, I guess, a week after when this would go online.
yeah.
So
I will register. I will be the first or initial. In both back at Ultras, I registered and I also followed up when I haven't got a mail in 2021. So I followed up when I will get a payment links.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you
Yeah.
told me.
So I was more worried about that. May I get a chance because
Yeah.
I ran a 14 laps in last year. So may I get a chance to run or not?
Yeah.
It was like that.
This year we have simplified a lot of things, so you would see as they would be floated. But thanks a lot for the feedback that you provided us in the previous years, so that we could actually think about it. That yeah, it can be troublesome for people to adjust to cold weather. So it made much more sense to move it to slightly warmer conditions. Yeah.
Right, right.
Before we finish this, I have two questions. One is about you, and second is also about you. First one, we are in July right now, almost end of July, well, end of July, or maybe beginning of August when people will be listening. Uh, what are the races that you're training for right now, and what is your dream race where
Uh,
you where you want to run once in your life?
Yeah. So I want to do once in a life. Yeah, you already told it's a Barclay.
Okay,
So yeah.
everybody's favorite race, the
Yes,
Barclay.
yes. So,
Yeah.
why I started running backyard? There is also one point that when I heard about the Barclay, and I was checking how can I register, how I get an entry.
Yeah.
Uh, when I saw multiple things and there are the races going in other countries, I can't do that. What are the other part? Then I heard about the
Mm.
backyard ultra winners and some top runners may get a entry in the Barclay.
Yes.
Uh, at that time, I learned about the what is the Barclay, what is the backyard, and I start loving it in that sense also at that time. Now I loved it in different ways. So that was the initial uh,
Yeah.
my thought. So that is the lifetime I want to do that, and I want to plan, and it is a goal, and I want to plan that through backyard ultra
Mm.
because there is no other way there. Either I have to need to go in other countries to do some races, good races,
Mm.
but it's not possible for me as a working employee and keeping all these things.
True.
So, but this is the one way I can see.
Yeah.
Maybe I get some golden ticket, maybe 2 years, in 3 years, or
Maybe this
maybe
year, 2022, who knows?
yeah,
What do you
I
actually
don't
want?
know in 2020, but yeah, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. But in lifetime, because you told about the lifetime goals, so
Yeah.
Barclays my
Why
life.
Barkley marathons?
Uh, yeah, I want to push myself always. So that's why I started from 21 kilometer to 200 miles. Uh, and if there are events, if someone gives even today itself, if someone added an event with 72 hours or some 6 day events, I will be the first to register that.
Mm.
Uh, so that's why I want to check myself in a distance and in a uh, where I need to push my body and where I have to check that I have checked in the backyard in Delhi. So I'm getting. So I want to push myself. I want to check myself. That is the one thing I can say
Mm.
in a Barclay
And
because guys are pushing and there are 15 guys who finished till in 20 years.
33 years now.
Yeah, 23 years now. So I was following in 15th 2016 from 2016. So yeah, in 23 years only
33
15
years.
finished. Yeah.
33 years and 15 finishers.
Yes, yes, 33 years. Yeah, God. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
15 finishers. And it's not a fast race, but it's a mental and physical, and you need different kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I want to try that.
Yeah, I would suggest before you eventually land up for Barkley marathons, make a trip to Tennessee for Barkley Fall Classic as well. That
Yes,
will give you a taste
recently I
of
heard.
what
Yes.
Barkley marathons is about. I've been there twice, and both the times it has been amazing experience and beautiful community there. And I just love Frozen Head State Park. I call that place home for some reason, yeah,
Yeah.
because it never remains the same, and you meet yourself in a completely different way. And that's why people come to Barkley marathons as well, because as you suggested, they want to meet themselves and find out where their limit is.
Right. Right.
That's what the race is about.
I don't know. I may be dropped out in the first loop, but I don't know. It, but I have to try. I want to
Yes.
try that at least.
So, in closing, what would be your advice to people who are planning to start running a backyard ultra, or they are thinking to target India backyard ultra in 2022, in particular, being a participant for twice in a row and having moved from 14 hours to 37 hours? What would be your advice in terms of training, in terms of planning, in terms of how to manage the resources for a race where you don't know where it's going to end and when it's going to end? How should people manage all these things and also the training part? It's a loaded question. It is a long question, I know.
Yes. So in India, when there is a race, any kind of race, 12 hours and 12 hours or marathon, full marathon. we just go with the t-shirt, shoes, and all these things. We never thought about the hydration and food I have to carry, right?
Yeah.
This is the one big part that all the runners, those who want to try a backyard, they need to learn all these things. They need to try all these things to hydration part in their training
Mm.
by running a 6.7 kilometer. If there is a no good trail, uh, now we have 80 meters elevation, right? Suppose people are not getting a 80-meter elevation trail, they can run in a 50-meter, 40-meter elevation gain. But just try for 7.5 kilometer in there in 1 hour.
Mm.
So you will get a feel that okay, you can run 80-meter elevation with a 6.7 in backyard ultra in actual India's backyard ultra. So I can advise these things. Okay, if you are running a road, just try a backyard ultra with 8 kilometer hour per 8 kilometer per hour. So it will give a feel that yes, you can do a 6.7 kilometer in that trail. So if you don't have any trail here to train, yeah, this is the one suggestion. Next is the hydration things and food you have to consume. Don't lie yourself.
Mm.
Just try and don't take help of any water bottle and anything when you are training for a backyard ultra. Just go for a 3 hours initially
Mm.
to run a 7 kilometer. Leave about the 6.7 kilometer.
Mm.
Consider it as a 7 kilometer. You have to run 7 kilometer. Take a bottle, go and finish it, and then again start it, keeping a 3 minutes, 4 minutes extra for you as a buffer. Uh, don't try after 1 hour. I'm just recommending it. Just try after 55 minutes or 57 minutes. So you will get this 3 minutes. You will feel better whenever you get extra time.
Mm.
So mentally, it will help, uh, which help for me. I always train for 55 minutes for a backyard ultra.
Mm.
Uh, so even if I finish in 55, I never feel that okay, I am not going in a panic state. Yeah, and same thing. Don't go in a panic state in a backyard ultra.
Mm.
Keep your inbound and outbound for every kilometer, not every kilometer, for a 2.55 kilometer. So if you are finishing a 2.5 kilometer in 25 minutes,
Mm.
uh, so keep it as a 25 to 30, not as a 25 to 26. If you hit a 27, you will go in a panic state and you start thinking it differently that I have to push and all this thing, and you messed up in other different ways. You forget something and all these things. So keep these things gap, a big gap. Okay, even if I finish 2.5 kilometer in 30 minutes, I can easily finish in 60 minutes. This is just example. They can keep minimum and maximum
Yeah.
uh, gap to avoid this panic and all these states.
How to pack your stuff for an event like Backyard Ultra where you don't know how long, how many hours you will be there. And
Yes,
when it
I
comes
can.
to packing, it comes to everything: food, shoes, clothes,
Yes. So mainly I
vegetables.
focus on because shoes, anyways, everyone knows. Just I'm focusing on hydration part. Again, I will tell you. So just keep. I used to do three dry fruits or two dry fruits in a small pouch,
Mm.
and there is a Enerzal electrolyte in a small pouch with one spoon,
Mm.
and again there is a one chocolate
Mm.
part, and there is a, some snacks or something whatever you want, salt tablet. You can pack these small things with you, and you can carry that every hour. You can pick that, you can carry. So why I'm telling this, I was planning for a without crew. So I was planning in this way. So if you take this, you don't need to stop on start time. If you finish in 58 minutes, take a water, pick your pouch, keep it in your bag, and just go as a 6.7 kilometer in
How
one
many
hour.
t-shirts and pair of socks did you bring for Backyard this year?
Okay. So I just changed the one T-shirt and was wearing a one layer. So there was a 4 or 5 T-shirts itself.
Okay.
So for layer itself, so there was no all clothes change and new 4 layers I
Mm. Your
added.
base layer remained the same largely for the
Yes,
entire thing.
yes, largely. And for socks, I'm not. I don't want to change my socks. I don't want to check my legs with the blisters and all these things if I got.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I tried to avoid it, but in backyard, yeah, I changed it once. I
Once.
never changed the shoes. Shoes was the same because I used to that. It was giving me good feel. So I don't want to take that tension to try other thing and to worried about will it work for me or not.
And what kind of shoes do you wear?
Okay. So I prefer minimal lightweight shoes.
Hmm.
Uh, so in a stadium and road, I just use a Skechers. It's a Goran Phayo. It's a very light and mid cushioning. I use it for a training, and I prefer that in races also. So here also I use a Skechers Goran Phayo trail run, uh, which was not there was not a big cushioning there,
Hmm.
but it gives me a barefoot kind of thing. There is a cushioning, but yes,
So
there
it
is.
gives you a feel of the ground.
Yes, it gives me a feel of proper. I'm pushing because it works for me. That's why I'm suggesting, but I am not suggesting to everyone
Yeah, of course, every
that.
every runner is different and
Yeah,
they have different requirements. I just wanted to understand how you uh, maneuver around your footwear. Are you into triathlons? Before we let you go, are you planning to maybe someday swim, run, and bike?
no,
No, that was a quick answer. So
I'll
before
let you.
before we end this, any closing remarks from you to our crew, to your crew, to other runners who have been a part of this, other runners who are thinking to be a part of this? Any last piece of advice before we let you go?
Prefer every runner just to try a backyard ultra uh, at least one time because it doesn't require you a ultra runner. It just think about the 1 hour and just go. Maybe you will finish it in 16 hour 20 hours, and definitely it will be a PB for you if you are not an ultra runner. So this is the advice I can give to other thing runner. uh, and for current runners anyways, they are raising the bars and I need to learn a lot more from them itself, what they are doing and what they are training and what they and all these things. And this is the learning for me from existing runner like Karthik, Munish, and Praveen, all these guys and their mentality. Uh, yes, and as a crew, it's very important. If you want to try and if you want to boost your confidence, just go with the crew. Uh, just be relaxed. Let all the things or the bad things with the crew, let him handle and just run yourself. Uh, and after run just yeah, this is the thing I can advise. Just run yourself. You can give a good performance if you have anything in mind that because 6.7 kilometer what I feel currently all the runners can run 8 kilometer 9 kilometer in hour. It is a very less, it is a very different 8 9 kilometer. So 6.7 is easy if you plan properly mentally. Already everyone plan 6.7 kilometer is easy, they jump, but it doesn't work because hydration being things. So just focus on that. It's for everyone.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
where can people find you if they want
Where
to
can people find you
follow
if they
you,
want?
track your progress, track your races? Where all on social media account Vishal exists?
Okay, I have only Facebook.
Okay.
So I don't have WhatsApp. I don't use WhatsApp and not Instagram and all this thing. Yeah, socially I am not active much, but you can find me on a Facebook page.
So,
Uh,
so people are free
yeah,
to reach
this is
out
the
to you in
list.
case they need some advice, or maybe they want to register for your upcoming Backyard Ultra.
Yeah, yeah. So I will be always available on Facebook. I think when you go, I think you got a reply in a
Yes.
minute, right? So yeah, so I will be always available on the
Okay.
Facebook.
Sorry.
Also, if someone wants to try to reach out to me, you can join Indian Backend Ultra 2022. I will be there.
Well, Vishal, it was a pleasure speaking with you. Thanks a lot for your time, for us and sharing all your learnings that you got from 2020 and implemented in 2021, and even more learnings from the two editions that you're going to implement in 2022. And all the best for your Backyard Ultra that's coming up in April from entire team of India Backyard. And we hope that even we will
Thank
be
you
able to
very much.
participate in your race too, because this is an amazing format, and I believe people of India should explore it as much as possible because it just breaks all the barriers of speed and other things, and people excel in the way they have never imagined.